Hey everybody, Justin Cena here. How's it going? I got a great video for you today, and this is going to be all about how you could save money on your app costs that you pay for every month with Shopify, right? As an entrepreneur, I think every entrepreneur agrees with this. The one thing that we don't want to have is recurring monthly fees. Like any type of monthly subscription, we always want to go for the lifetime payment or the one-off payment so we don't have that monthly recurring. And with Shopify, you're going to be paying every month, but that's okay because, with another platform, you have to pay for hosting and, support and all that other stuff that you get included with Shopify. But one thing that can add up, especially when you have a big store, is different Shopify app costs, right? You could be spending hundreds of dollars per month just for a bunch of different apps that are going to add the functionality that you need to run your store. And, this isn't like optional stuff. These are things that you absolutely need. So it's kind of extending or increasing that monthly recurring fee. So what I want to show you is an app that I've been using for a long time, and it's really a suite of apps. There's a ton of apps. I'm going to show you. We're going to install 20, 30 apps in, just a matter of minutes, all by using the Vitals app. I highly recommend using Vitals. I'm going to show you step by step over the shoulder how we're going to be able to use Vitals to literally replace hundreds of dollars of other apps. We're going to save literally hundreds of dollars per month. All we need to do is install the Vitals app. We're going to have 30 plus different apps, their entire suite of apps that are going to replace and just save you so much money. So, what I want to do is cut down on my monthly recurring fees. I want to have as little monthly bill, that I have to pay every single month. Because as any, an entrepreneur of any level, you're going to have different amounts of revenue every month. So you want to reduce that liability. You want to have as few monthly recurring bills as possible. And that's why I use Vitals. That's why I recommend it. And we're going to go over the shoulder now. I'm going to literally show you inside of one of my test stores. I'm going to go just like pretending like I've never seen Vitals before, maybe just like you are right now, and walk you through exactly how to sign up and how to install a bunch of apps. You're going to see not just 1, 2, 3 apps. We're talking 20 plus apps that we're going to install right over the shoulder. Super easy, all inside this one app called Vitals. So again, highly recommend it. Watch the rest of this video. You can check out the link below this video to sign up and get that free trial with Vitals. You get a 7-day free trial. And let's go over the shoulder right now. Okay, now the first thing that you want to do is head on over to this site, apps.justincena.com. See it on your screen right here. And you're going to see basically my review for Vitals, and I'm really going to go over all this in the video, so you don't need to be too concerned with what's on here. But you're just going to press the big green button, and this is going to link you off into the Shopify App Store, where you're going to be able to install. You get a 7-day free trial with Vitals. It's $29.99 a month and up once you surpass that free trial. But there's nothing to lose. You literally get 7 days free. They're not going to charge you. All you need to do is press Add App, and it's going to bring you back over to your Shopify store. I've actually already gone ahead and done that, and I'm just at the part here where I just need to basically start the free trial. I'm basically just approving Vitals to get connected to my store. You see over here right now, Vitals is enabled. So we're already live. Vitals is connected to the store. And you see over here now, basically, here's a lot of different things that we can do inside of Vitals on like a 10,000 foot overview. Boost your revenue, right? That's kind of one bucket. And to do that, they have different apps inside of Vitals. Remember, I told you with Vitals, it's going to replace so many different apps that you have, right? For example, the Wheel of Fortune, right? You've seen that app. I think it's like $10 or $15 a month, maybe even more just alone. You get that included in here, right? Smart Bar is another app, right? These are to capture more leads. You have increase your conversion rate, right? Stock urgency, sticky add to cart button, shipping information. We're going to go over a bunch of these, get these set up in here, but this is like basically the overview of everything that you could do, right? You see all the different categories, fine-tune your store, improve the shopping experience, reduce cart abandonment, protect your store, increase your conversion rate, increase trust, right? And these are all features that if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know how important each of these are. So let's just jump into it. We'll pick a couple of these and we'll install, literally 20 plus apps all inside Vitals, and let's just do it right now. From the dashboard, we're going to come over here. We're going to click on Wheel of Fortune, and this is going to enable us to now turn on this app. And they talk about a lot of details about script and things like this. You never have to look at any code, but it's important to understand that only the active apps, only the enabled apps, right? We're about to enable this one. Only enabled apps are going to be loaded into the code, so it's never going to slow down your site. It's not going to, you're not having 40 plus apps at once. It's just whatever you enable will be loaded in there, so it's never going to slow down your site. They really do a really good job of making sure that the code is optimized so it's not clunky or slow or anything like that. So we're enabling the Wheel of Fortune app. It says right over here, capture leads and offer discount codes with the interactive game. You've probably seen before. It happens when you exit the website, or you basically go like this. So you right to the X to close out the website is when the kind of the pop-up happens. And you have some settings over here. It tells you where the leads are going to go. They're going to be stored inside of Shopify or any other email list that you integrate. You have global settings just in terms of color, right, for the wheel. Are you going to show it on desktop, you can show it on mobile, or you're going to show it on both. Right? We can keep it on all different platforms if we want. We could set a different timing of when to show. So like people who get there and immediately go to exit, they're not going to see it. We could set that to 10 seconds. We could set that to 5 seconds. Right? It's totally up to us. We could set basically a deadline to say, hey, we're not going to show this Wheel of Fortune game to someone more than once over 30 days or over 10 days or over 7 days. We could change that. Then we have what is going to be the actual text that gets popped up. Special discount unlocked, or win a prize, whatever you want. And we're just going to keep it like keep the default that they have right here for now. Come over here. Obviously, we're going to customize this to match the look and feel of our site. We have a little blue color scheme, so we're going to be going with blue. But you could of course change it to any color that you want. That's going to kind of match your theme. Manual trigger themes. You're just going to keep this as the first one, but you have different icons that you can see. This is basically to manually trigger. Basically, just means someone can force this on, right? So you might have seen, when you exit, it will show up, but then you'd also be able to kind of come back to it if you close off. Over here, this is going to be the actual discount code. So we'll need to do a little bit of work in here. For example, 20 off, 70 off, 50 off, 30 off, 10 off, 40 off. We're going to actually have to go ahead and put those as coupon codes right over here in discount. So I'll open that in a new tab. These are real coupon codes, and obviously they need to be created inside of our account. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to do that. Very, very easy. And obviously you can kind of change these up, but it's just going to be easier for you to just go right in here and do that. Do 20%. You could change any of these things in here. For example, limit one-time use, which makes sense, and we'll save that. And I'll go ahead and I'll create the other codes as well. There's our 70 and limit one-time use. And we got 50. Okay. Whoops. And limit one-time use. 30. And 10. Oh, there's also 40. Okay. And so we'll do 40 here. Okay, so we have all the coupon codes created. We could enable or disable this for our European customers. GDPR regulations, might as well just have it clicked. To enable, you can change some of these if you want to use different types of filler text. It's basically just template code that's going to come up in different areas. Obviously, where the email box is, if you want to change this, you could. Really, this is mostly just for international stores if you won't need it to put in your local language. Coming down over here is the okay. This is just basically for checking. Sometimes again, they talk a lot about speed, right? The Vitals app is all about kind of preserving the speed on here, so they want to make sure that speed is never an issue. So they have this kind of idea that sometimes you might need to force refresh your cache. Basically, just means clearing cookies and cache if you're not seeing something, but. Rest assured, it's easy enough to do that if that ever happens. So that's really, each app is going to have its own setting like this. And we've enabled this. We should now be able to go over into our site. And I'll come over and open this in an incognito window. And we'll scroll down for a little bit. I think we put 10 seconds on or something like that. So I'll just kind of scroll and pretend that I'm a customer. And, I'm checking different things out. And now I get my little spin pop-up. So this isn't even on exit. So this is actually, and this is why it's always good to test it. Right? We have exit intent, and also we have timed intent. So we could change that and not have it pop up on time. But I'll have that in here. And of course, you know how this works. You enter your email. It's going to spin the wheel. And if they get it right, they'll get that coupon code that we created. And you see there's literally things in here that we put in. Like, we didn't change any of this text, but we could have if we wanted. We could have changed all these colors. We selected this blue. We selected this blue background. Right, so we literally did all that inside the small setting. So very, very easy, very straightforward. That is really the Wheel of Fortune, or the spin a wheel, whatever you want to call it. And now if you go back to the dashboard, you see this kind of green light over here saying that this one's enabled. And of course, you have access to all of the apps for one low price. So let's just continue on here, and let's build some more. Let's go and integrate. Okay, I'm inside of the trust seals and badges, and I just turned it on. And what it's going to look like is this. And what we get to do now is click on Open Editor. And it's actually going to automatically show us where it's going to go. And we have the option over here to move it around if we want. But I'm going to have them go right over here. You see this theme has some trust badges up top already. So we'll add these at the bottom of our product description. You'll literally see this is exactly where it's going to go. So we don't even need to save that. That's automatic. And we'll come over here. And that's really just all we need to do because I already had saved it. So we can come in and click the live preview just to make sure that we see it again. And here they are, our trust badges that we had said that we're going to place right over here. So we have the correct placement there. And actually you saw the Wheel of Fortune, the pop-up go on there when I exited the site. So that was the exit intent there that we did before. So this is an easy one, trust seals and badges. Continuing right down the line, you see just how easy it is to install these. Really just a couple clicks of the button, you're going to get all these icons that we're going to add right now. These are the payment icons. And again, this is about trust. So I'm going to save this over here. Now we're going to be able to go and open up the editor and take a look at exactly where these are going to be placed. And we have the payment icons over here. You see exactly where the content is going to go. Now, this is default placing it over here. If you didn't have anything like that, it would be a good place. We already have it over here on this what do you call it, on this theme, right? The icon's already there. So let's also place it at the bottom underneath the payment logos, or I'm sorry, on top of the trust seals that we just had created before. So I'll save that, do a little live preview here to take a look at what we're seeing, and we should see the payment icons pop up. Let's see. Okay, so that was an example of the caching that you saw. So all you need to do is press Control F5 or Command F5 to do a cache refresh, or you can go to Tools, Clear Cookies and Cache, and now we see the credit card icons right where we had turned them on. And guess what? If we want to turn them off, all we need to do is come back to our settings, and we can literally just disable it. But we're just going to keep it like that. Keep those payment logos on because that's going to build some trust. So I'm inside the Recent Sales app. This is one you've definitely seen before, and there's actually a little preview of it on the bottom. It's a little pop-up that comes up on the bottom left, so it's not really too intrusive at all, and it's really all about building trust and proving that you have sold products before on your site to potential customers. It's literally saying someone else bought this product, and here's a little preview of one of our canvas prints on this store. So this is a great one to have, easy to enable as well. So we're going to just enable that and save that over here. We're going to come over here again, just like all the other apps. Here's our design settings. Where do you want it to be? We're going to keep it on the bottom, but you could have it on some other sections as well. Left is an option, right? You could change the colors if you want. For example, we could change the link color to maybe a blue that kind of matches our theme a little bit better. And you see literally it just changes right there in the bottom over there. We can make the link font size a little bit bigger if we wanted. And we could do time delay. It's currently set to 8 seconds. Open links in a new tab. We could do that so they don't leave exactly where they already were. Show the order placed. You see on the bottom right, they have the time over there. It says 12 minutes ago. We'll keep that. Showing customer names is a good thing, but also it could be a privacy issue. So I just always like turning it off. Really just have no issue with that. Translations again, just like everything else, right? Someone from, we could change it to anything else we want, but we'll just keep it there. And we're going to save this. And that's really all you need to do. Now, unfortunately, this is a brand new store. There are no orders on here, but this is exactly what it's going to look like. And, there is, if you've been thinking, oh, maybe we can put in some fake information, Shopify definitely, has called that out to be against their terms of service. So once orders come in here, we'll start seeing a pop-up on that, and that will be showing right on the bottom left of the screen, just like you see it right here. Okay, here's another app that's going to straight up make you money over here. This is the product bundles app inside of Vitals. It's going to do exactly what it says. It's going to bundle products together, 2 or more products together. So first of all, we're going to turn this on, and I'm going to save that. And obviously, we don't have any bundles because we just turned this on. So I'm going to create one, and we can call it anything we want. But literally, as you see, as we just scroll down here, legitimately all it does is allow you to bundle products, right? You could bundle products over here. So let's say we want to bundle the All Your Weeds canvas with the Work Harder canvas. We can create a deal, and maybe we'll call this a new or move-in special. Maybe you move into a new place. You want to get some new furniture in there, new prints. We'll just call it that. And of course, you could call it anything. You could do a discount if you want. I'm going to keep no discount on here. You could schedule it if you want, but I'm just going to allow this to go until we turn it off. I'll save this over here. Okay, now that we have a bundle, we can go back to the app. We actually have a bundle here. Always keep this over here. Check inventory daily. Basically, it's just going to turn off a bundle if you run out of stock. If you're doing print on demand, that's not an issue. Global bundles, basically, this allows you to kind of just do universal upselling. Universal bundling. Typically you're going to want to do more specific things like that because you'll want to do really thoughtful bundling, not just kind of bundling any product together. We got some pro tips over here, right? I mean, this is kind of exactly what I just said, right? You want to bundle your best sellers. You're not just bundling any random products together. They're basically talking about doing your math, product margin, and customer acquisition. They're saying that bundles are supposed to be more profitable, not less profitable. So you're not trying to offer too big of a discount or a price change or anything like that. It's really just about presenting something that makes sense and hoping the customer will buy more things. We got more translations here. If we need, come over here to the, you're on a product that has a bundle activated. That's why I wasn't able to see mine there. And again, you could change exactly where you want it to be. Before or after, you could literally just play around with this and see if it makes any changes on your theme. It's always going to be theme dependent, but this is the section that we want it to be anyway, underneath the product area, above anything else, so above our related products and all that other stuff. So saving that, and we can come and exit out of this. We'll take a preview, look at this as well, so you can see what the front-end consumer is going to see. And this is a bundle over here, right? Literally we're seeing, and they could check off the boxes over here of what they want to be bundled. They could even select the different variants. You see it will change the price depending on what size they pick. See the price coming over here, and here's an actual bundle that they'll be able to add into their cart. And we'll take a look. An important note that you see here is that for print on demand sake, both products are added separately, so all the automation will remain. So that's very, very important. If they didn't have that, then it would really hurt the bundling, but they've thought that out. And again, this is an important part of the app here because like I said, they're still set up for your automation in print on demand or drop shipping. And again, if you're going through this and you're not seeing this update, make sure you clear that cache, right? Clear the cookies and cache, and that will make sure that this is shown every single time. Now, this is a really cool app. This is the shipping information app, and it's going to allow you to display estimates based on the location of the user, and they're going to be using IP address to figure this out, to figure out where the user is viewing from. And what you literally get to do, and you could edit these templates, but what it's going to say is, we don't have free shipping, but we could say fast shipping. Fast shipping to country, which is their country in, and we're going to set this minimum amount of days to maximum amount of days. And this will be an interval type, which is, you'll see down here, right, days. For orders over, and we can take this part out because we're not doing free shipping. Okay, so what is this saying? Well, actually, it's the same thing down here, but it's basically saying fast shipping to wherever they are based on some of the information that we're putting here. And this should look familiar to you because this is your actual shipping, right? And if it's not updated, all you need to do is just press sync now. It's going to pull off all the information from the store. And, I actually forgot what store this was. We do free shipping here. So free shipping on all U.S. orders. Okay, so we're going to see free shipping over here. Now, print on demand over here, it's about 7 to 14 days. Internationally, it's going to be more like 14 to 20 days. So we'll just make sure we put in those estimates here, and we'll save this off. And we could open up, we got to enable it, of course, first. So we'll enable that there. Again, this pulls automatically. These are your real shipping rates. So you're just basically adding this information, the estimated time of arrival for your products. And, ours isn't too bad considering we are doing print on demand. So it's saying where this shipping information is going to go, right under here, under the Add to Cart button. We could change it to other sections as well, like the product description. You see it will go right here. So I'll save that. And I will preview this off. Remember, if it doesn't show, all we need to do is clear cookies and cache, and then we'll definitely be able to see it. And there you have it right here. There's our free shipping description box. And that's because I'm in the United States, right? Free shipping to the United States in 7 to 14 days. That's exactly what we put inside of the settings here. And, if we wanted to change it to, something else, it would literally just change the message that they see here. Obviously, this makes the most sense. And, if I wasn't in the United States, it would then pull off the international shipping, right? It's either United States or rest of world is how it's set up here. And if I was not in the United States, it would then show another message, and it would look up the rate. And if it was free shipping, it would give this message. If it was paid shipping, it would give this message. So pretty straightforward there. Very powerful, and also kind of helps you with proactive customer service because people aren't going to ask you, how long does it take to deliver? They're literally going to see it right on the product page. Okay, this is the recently viewed app. I really love this app a lot. It's going to basically remind your customers of other products that they've viewed. And you've probably done this yourself or seen this on other sites where you're browsing. Maybe you find a product that you like, and then you start looking at other products because it's, you like the catalog, but you really want to go back to that original product, and maybe you've opened up other tabs or whatever, you can't find it anymore. Kind of having this recently viewed thing will definitely help on conversion in that situation. So we're going to have this over here. Again, just very basic display options, just like all the other apps. We can show the variant selector and add to cart button. This is obviously going to enable them to add it to cart immediately, which is what we want. We're going to turn these off in terms of showing rating stars or showing the section in the cart page. We don't need that really in the cart page. We could turn it on. I'll show you what it looks like maybe. Title alignment, again, we're just going to let this run and see how it looks. Over there, we could, of course, change it to center or right, but just keep it left. We could change the title here. Maybe something like this. Don't forget these favorites. Just something like that. Or you could, of course, just call it recently viewed, whatever. Maybe put your own voice in there. We've got our translations again over there. I'll save this, and then I'll open up the editor so we can take a look at the recently viewed section. So recently viewed, you see where it's going to go? Underneath the, and they call it the products end section, but it's going to go underneath the bundle that we had created before. So let me go ahead and refresh this here. Okay, if I go and view other products here, you'll now see in the middle section we'll have our, where is it? Our recently viewed. Right, so these are a couple of the ones. Here's that option for add to cart. You can put it right in here. You have the variants as well, so you could add it directly to cart from this section. And then again, we have that option inside the cart to show recently viewed items here as well. So you can go ahead and add it to cart and just have more. So that was pretty easy as well. And this is a really, all these apps are so easy to install, but this one really is something that you'll see some nice click-through through, and I definitely say this is one of the best ones, one of the easiest ones as well to get installed. I want to show you the related products app here. Some themes have related products and some themes don't. And if you don't have it, you either need to code it in, which is actually what I did on this site, or you need to install an app that could be at least $10 a month. So you get that, again, included with Vitals over here. So we're going to enable this app. It's obviously going to show related products on a product page. And there are multiple options that we'll run through, but let's first save this over here. This is the same option as we had before. Show the variant selector and the add to cart. We're going to allow them to pick and add to cart right there. Here's the title that we want. We could either show random products. We could show products from the same collection, show products from the same product type. There's not that many products in this store, so we're just going to show random products here. But if you had a very big catalog with lots of deep collections, you definitely select that option. Let me save this. We'll open up the editor here. Now, it's going to be a bit redundant on this theme here because we actually coded in this, well, we don't see it over here, but if we were to go over here, you'll see related products on the bottom. This is actually coded in through, literally through the code of this theme. It's a custom theme that we added on, but this is where it's going to be. Where was it? Related products. We'll go to the product end section, and you'll see it'll be a bit redundant, but we'll go over and reload the page here. And I scroll down, and here's our other related products section. I told you it's a bit redundant because we already have some other related products. Let's see if it's actually going to be there in both cases here. Yeah, so you see a little bit of redundancy here, but that's okay. This is really great for themes that don't have it or if you haven't coded it in. So this is what it's going to look like. Again, you could change the variants. You could add to cart. This is the related products app in here, and there are more things you can create in terms of getting control. Right? Let's say you want to always show, like, let's say, it really doesn't make much sense in this store, but let's say you had something like, you were selling a T-shirt for Valentine's Day, and as you have a T-shirt there, and then as a related product, you have a women's version of the T-shirt as well. So if you're buying a gift, you could buy it for a couple, right? You could have smart. What I mean to say here is that you get control to where if you want to create the related products for very specific sets of products, you can. Right? So if you always want to show, and that's kind of the same ideas, instead of doing randomly using the collection, right? But individual product sets will allow you to get like very granular control on that. So a pretty cool feature on that. So I'm just moving down the line here. We're still in the convert more section, and obviously this is about making more sales, increasing our site's conversion rate. And you see exactly what we're going to be implementing here. We're going to be implementing in our countdown clock. And I want to be upfront here. I'm showing you some of the different apps here, but I don't want you to do countdown clock and stock urgency at the same time. I think that's why I'm really showing you countdown timer. It's my preference to use this one as opposed to stock urgency, especially with print on demand. There really is no stock urgency. So this is, kind of a little bit more legitimate for you to use here. And we're going to turn this on. It's going to look exactly like that. I think most of these you could use all at the same time. Really just stock urgency and countdown timer are going to be ones that it's kind of either or in my opinion. So we have different themes that we can use. Go to modern or progress bar, and if we save that, we'll see a little bit different style in terms of the countdown timer. You can pick whichever one you want. Try progress circles as well. Change the colors, of course, as well, and we have full control over that. We'll go to Open Editor and take a look at exactly where we're going to place this over here, the countdown timer. So we see countdown timer. We'll go right here. Underneath the price is one section. Call it add to cart before. We could also do add to cart after, which I kind of like that a little bit better. And we'll give a little preview here, take a look at it on the site. And as I reload the page, you see the countdown timer coming in. I don't necessarily love this look for my site, so I'll come over here and do something a little bit more modern, save that, see if that's going to give us a little bit better look for our theme. And you see over here we could actually change the digits color. I'm going to do that and go closer to our blue in the color scheme. And I'll save that. You see that should update over here. Come back to the site over here and reload it. And there is the updated countdown timer. I could probably do a little bit better job matching that color blue, but you get the picture. We have different settings here for our theme, for how it's going to look, obviously for where it's going to go, for the type of text that we have on here. We could set the minimums in terms of when we want it to reset and what times we want it to actually show. Very, 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 typical for your countdown timer. Everything that you would want in a countdown timer you have right here inside of Vitals. Okay, a very fun one here, animated add to cart. Literally, it's going to animate your add to cart button on your store. So we have our add to cart button over here, and we're going to put some animation onto it by creating what they call an animation trigger. So I'm just going to close some of this to clean up. So we have a trigger here, animation, right? First of all, we're going to enable this app, and I will save that. And now we're going to have a trigger. It says every few seconds, on hover, and every few seconds. I'll do that one. Interval will be 10 seconds. That's fine. You can mess around with that after. But here's the cool thing. What is going to be your animation, right? You could do a shake. You could do a flash. You could do a zoom in. You could do a bounce, right? Just for the sake of showing something that's really kind of different, we'll do the shake. I like the flash kind of the coolest, but it's not as visible as the shake. And really, it's just that easy. We're going to save now. And we'll come over, we'll open up the, actually we don't even need to open up the editor here. We'll just take a look at the preview on the site. So I'll open this up over here. I'll bring up a product page. Of course, what we're looking for is a little bounce on hover. Oh, oops, let me just clear cache here. Let me just refresh this. And I'll do hover over the add to cart button. You should see a bounce. There you go. All right, so just something a little cool. It's also on a 10-second timer here. Something to gain attention to, obviously the most important part of this page. Everything else on this page is to support people pressing this button. So, bounce is an interesting one. Shake, I should say. Flash is really the coolest one to me. So I'm going to go back with flash. And reload the page. Come take a look, and you see the, here's the flash, right? So it's also on 10-second delay, but as you hover over, see a little flash on there. And this is just a little JavaScript animation, pretty cool. Just something different, something different. And something to, like I said, drive attention to the most important part of the page, which is obviously the add to cart button. This is such a smart app. This is the Facebook Extra Pixels app. And you might be asking, why would I need to have extra pixels? Well, I'll give you a scenario. Let's say you're scaling with multiple ad accounts and you want to be collecting pixel data on both of them. You could have multiple pixels in your store, just constantly collecting data. Let's say you are terrified of your Facebook ads account getting deleted and you want to have a backup one, but you don't want to have to start from scratch with your pixel. You could have 2 pixels. You could even have 3 pixels on your store. And of course, Shopify, in the online store preferences section over here, they give the ability to enter the just one and only pixel, which of course you should do for your main pixel. This is adding additional pixels. And the cool thing here is that you could actually set pixels just for a specific collection. So this right here is meant for people who are doing general stores and still want to build those niche pixels. Okay, if you're just building basically a backup for another pixel, like basically, you have a cat store and you want to have a backup pixel, you could just simply have a new ad account and copy and paste your pixel ID in here, right? What you also could do if you have a general store, have multiple ad accounts, one for each niche. You can come over here and you could add a collection pixel. I only have 2 collections on here, but imagine that this said cats and this said dogs. I'll go over and select the dog one and then create a new pixel from Facebook that is just for dogs. And that gives you the basically the ability, and you could do this based on product tags as well, right? Collections or tags, really doesn't matter. In fact, in this store, tags build collections, so you could pick either one. But it gives you the ability to really kind of get granular, and these two are more specifically built for people who are doing general stores. Having an extra pixel that's kind of maturing and having the data in there, especially if you have a Facebook Business Manager where you could have up to 5 or more ad accounts, you want to definitely at least do this, right? And this is a really great idea. Like I said, of course, we want to enable this. Should have done that at the beginning, but make sure that we have that enabled, and that's really all that we need to do for this app. I'm inside the Sticky Add to Cart app now inside of Vitals, and this is going to literally make your Add to Cart button stick to the bottom of your mobile device. Basically, the idea is that as they scroll down, they're never going to have to scroll too far to find it, and we could even turn it onto the desktop as well, just so I could see kind of what's happening. Over here, top or bottom, I like doing it on bottom over here. Basically, where's it going to get stuck to? Oftentimes, you're looking for the navigation on top, so we'll put the button on the bottom. Show the sticky add to cart bar on mobile devices, of course, right? That's the idea of why we have this. Desktop bottom, and save this over here. We're not going to see anything in terms of an editor, so we'll just come over and open up a product page over here. It's going to be more visible on mobile, but I'll show you kind of what it looks like here. Okay, so on page reload, I'm just scrolling down the page, right? I'm reading about it. I can still click add to cart. But now that Add to Cart starts getting off the screen, you see on the bottom we have this kind of mini section that I can go and do the same thing that I'm able to do up here, but once it turns off, once it's off screen, it's still available. Okay, now you can imagine this on mobile as well. It's a much smaller screen, so you lose the Add to Cart even quicker. Right, so that's very, very powerful here. Easy app to install, always works because it uses JavaScript that's already installed inside of your Shopify store. Really nothing to do except just turn it on and pick the location. So, we could even press top if we wanted, but I recommend doing bottom. So all you need to do is save that out, very quick and easy, and that's the Sticky Add to Cart app. Cart Reserved app from Vitals. Great idea, very, very simplistic and very powerful. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to turn it on. What it's going to do is it's literally going to mention that, and we have a timer here. Let's just say just for example's sake, 28 minutes. 28 minutes, their cart is reserved. And obviously, they default at 10. You don't want to do too low. One would make them feel rushed, but 5, 10 minutes, something like that. Basically telling them that their cart is reserved, so the products are reserved, but afterwards they're not reserved, and kind of getting them to think, hey, I better kind of act right now. I better finish my my cart and convert. Excuse me, because I don't want to lose out on the products that I want. Just like always, you got branding over here. You got different color options. You got different messaging options. Right, an item in your cart is in high demand. This is the idea to kind of create that urgency. If you need to do custom placement, you got that. But I love how they say this over here. This app works with all themes available in Shopify's theme store. They've literally tested every single theme. I think there's 60 plus themes in the Shopify theme store. They've tested every single one, so they know it's going to work. So we'll come over here and just refresh the page and take a look. So here's our cart page. I'll just reload this real quick so you take a look. And on the top is the message that we had, the time that we had. Remember, we did it to 10 minutes, changed it back. Literally the exact message that we can set here is what you see. An item in your cart is in high demand. An item in your cart is in high demand. It's the exact thing. Colors, if you want to change all that, of course, we could change our background color, match our blue a little bit better, and we could save that. And it's really that easy. So cart reserved, again, it's just going to be creating this section. It pops up as soon as you load your shopping cart here. And that's a nice bit of urgency to get them to go and click checkout and finish off that purchase. Now, this is something I had to look at a couple different times because I've actually never seen this done before inside of Shopify. And it actually is a custom cart Fav icon. If you don't know what Fav icon is, you see it all the time. Literally right up here, you see this is the Shopify Fav icon where you see the little Shopify logo. What this is going to do is actually going to, first of all, animate the Fav icon, but it's going to show the number of items in the cart. So this is specific to the cart page. And if we were to come on the site right now, I think we have one product in our cart. I'm just going to I'm just going to increase this just for the sake of showing this example. We have 5 products in our cart now. Okay, we're going to enable this app. And there's different animation settings, stuff like that. Text color is white, badge color is red, and that's really all there is to it. We could change it to a rectangle or a circle, whatever. I'll just keep it as a circle real quick. And we'll come and, again, it's going to happen in our cart page. I'm going to now refresh this page. Okay, just have to refresh it a few times, but now you see it changed over here. You see I put it to a rectangle. You see the number 5 right inside of this little box, which is kind of the little shopping cart square, showing the number that is in the cart. And obviously, if we change this to let's change this to 10, we should see this number up here change to 10. And maybe that's an odd choice there, but you see over here 7, right? So pretty cool. We can change the colors, something a little different that you typically don't see from other apps. So cool little add-on that you can get there. Okay, I bet this is something you haven't seen as well. This is the page title on inactive tab. So literally, when a visitor moves to another tab, the module is going to change the store's tab title. You see over here, the cart is flashing over here, the 7 that we just set up in the previous app. It's all about getting your attention. The same thing is going to happen here. And the message that's going to pop up on the, literally the title over here is going to be, don't forget this. And, of course, we could change it to anything we want, but we're just going to keep that. We'll enable this app, and we will save it. And we will go ahead and clear the cache and do a refresh over here. All right, just refreshing the page. And literally, as soon as if we navigate away from this, let's say we're going to go open a new tab and go, go to Facebook or something. Literally, as soon as I open that, look at the top over here. It says, don't forget this. And now, pay attention to this. I'm going to close it. It goes right back. Okay, open a new tab. It changes. Okay, if I'm clicking away from this tab, if I'm losing the attention on this tab, you see that the name changes. And the idea here is that you're supposed to kind of get someone's attention by that, same way that this little 7 is popping up and down. And literally just a click and a customization of whatever text, and then you have this enabled. So really, really cool, really incredibly easy to implement. I think every single store should have this. All right, let's create a smart bar now. This is the smart bar app. It's all about kind of giving promotions and messages and calling attention to these messages. So we're going to first enable the app, and then of course we'll go and create our first one. And we have some different kind of options in here. Free shipping bar is super popular. Text bar. Now some themes might already have that. For example, this theme has a bar on top, but if you don't have something like that, this is a great thing to use. You just do a text bar over here, and we'll just put in this is some sample text for an announcement. Of course, change that to whatever you want. We could even put it at the bottom over here. Change the font family, change the color, change all the different settings. Of course, come back over here. We have this. We could, of course, turn it on or off, and I'll come back over here into this, and I will do a refresh. And you see it now on the bottom, right? Remember, we set the announcement bar to be on the bottom. This is some sample text for an announcement. Come over here, take a look at another page. Here's the banner again. Come and take a look at another product. Here's the banner again. If we wanted to change the text on here or the color, here you see a black background with gray text. Here's black background with gray text. So very, very simple, straightforward. Things you could use it for, things like, let's say you're running a 24, 48-hour promotion. Let's say you launch a new product. Let's say you want people to check you out on Instagram or YouTube or subscribe to you or like your newest photo, whatever. It's kind of like a way to it's less obtrusive than a pop-up, or I should say intrusive than a pop-up. It's really kind of just kind of a soft message to them. So I really like doing this, especially when you're running promotions to remind them about things. So Smart Bar app, really easy, and that's how you set it up. To my European sellers, this app, the cookies bar, this is super important to you. It's going to help you comply with your EU regulations of, basically just displaying the fact that you're using cookies, right? You see the little message over there. We use cookies to improve your experience and track website usage. It's like the little default that you need to use as a European company. You can copy and paste the URL to your privacy policy, which should be on the footer of your site. So we can go ahead and do that. Paste in the little navigation. Here's a little resource just kind of telling you exactly what's going on. Uses geolocation, looking at the IP address to make sure that United States customers don't get this. So I'm not going to see this when I load the page because I'm not from Europe. But rest assured, anyone who is in Europe is going to see that message. You can customize this message over here. Learning more is going to obviously go into the privacy policy that you can auto-generate inside of Shopify, and very, very simplistic. Again, this is really just for European customers. So go ahead and install that. And this is in the Protect Your Store section because it's kind of talking about this is like legal or regulation protection here. So really nice thing to add on here, and as you saw, super easy. If you're doing print on demand, if you have designs, if you have custom artwork or canvas prints like this store has on your store, this is an incredible app. It's called Protection Plus inside of Vitals, and it does a lot of different things. So I'll go over kind of each of them. And you see the first section is about content protection. And think about it if I have like a, I have just this artwork, for example, or any of the products that we're selling, right? If I'm a graphic designer, I could do some, copying, redesigning. I could steal this mock-up. I could do a lot of things inside of Photoshop because I could right-click and copy and save this image. What you see over here, literally what this is doing, it disables some of that stuff. Disable keyboard shortcuts, so you can't Control-C, you can't control it. So basically you can't save my page, you can't copy it, you can't cut it to use it on your own. Disable right-click, so you can't right-click and save my images. Disable text selection, so it's hard for you to copy all of my content at once. Disable drag and drop, so you can't do the trick of dragging the image up here and then being able to view it. They'll block that as well. This is basically just means they're going to turn off the protection when you're using it, when you're logged in, basically so you don't get annoyed. So you can keep this unchecked. Now here's another cool thing. Hide best selling. There's a lot of tools that go out there and automatically search for the best selling sort option on any site, and then they index all that information, and that's how tools are able to tell what your top selling products are. They can't see exactly how many you've sold, but they could see in order of ranking, what product has sold the most. If you check this on, make it green, then you'll be turning off the best selling option from your product catalog sort, which will also help protect your winning products from being spied on. So this is a great, great tool inside of the Vitals app because it really kind of answers the question that a lot of print-on-demand people have. How can I protect my images? How can I protect my designs from people just literally right-clicking and stealing from my site? This is a nice app. It's called the Description tab, and it's going to, you actually might have seen this on other themes that have this custom built in. It's going to allow you to have different tabs inside of your product description to kind of group different pieces of information together. For example, obviously your product description, but you could also throw in shipping information. You could throw in FAQs. You could show in customer reviews. You can show images of your customers. You could show social media, whatever you want. So we're going to set this up and obviously enable it just like we do with any other app. And we're going to get the automated tab section here. These are just kind of more specific if you're a coder, you kind of understands what this is. I would just leave it as is for sure. Leave automatic on here. And what we're going to have are different layouts here where you see this is just basically what it's going to look like. So you have different options of how the tabs are going to look. This is like there's some space in between these buttons. There's no buttons here. There's circle buttons, right? There's just little different options here. And then what we want to do is create a static tab because basically you're not going to have, you really only have one product description, but what you could have every single time is an FAQ. For example, you could have, question number 1, and you could have answer number 1, or even better, you could go to your site, go to the FAQ page, and you could literally just copy and paste your entire FAQ and put this right inside. So if people have any questions, instead of them navigating away from the product page, they see it right there. And we'll just need to come over here to general. Visible for any products. We could select which products are only which collections we want to have on there, but we'll do that on here. We could have something else like this. How about our guarantee? Enter in your return policy here. Right, whatever. You could enter in your return policy. You could enter in maybe some type of kind of customer promise or whatever your customer satisfaction message is. And now all of a sudden we have 3 tabs, right? We have a tab for our description. We have a tab for FAQ. We have a tab for our guarantee. We could even turn on reviews if we're using the review app in here. And as I save that, I'll come and open up a product page and show you how this is going to look. Okay, so I reloaded the page, and what you see over here is 3 tabs, right? And I told you before we had 3 tabs. One is the description, because we always have that, right? That just comes automatic. Now we have the FAQs, right? I put this in here myself before, and now we have our guarantee, right? And we're going to obviously flesh that out as we kind of build this out and put our return policy in here and any other guarantee. But this allows us to now have this nice tab set up. So instead of just having long-form content all the way down the page, we have it nicely organized. We have different sections. We have a lot more content, and we put it all in the most important spot, right on the section before they're going to make that buying decision. Maybe the easiest and simplest app inside of Vitals, but definitely one of the most powerful ones for search engine optimization. This is called SEO Alt Tags. And really all you need to know is that this is going to help optimize your images for search results. And well, what it's going to do is basically create an alt tag for every single product. An alt tag is basically a tag that gets associated with images that are only read by search engines. So let's say you're on Google Images and you search for something like, motivational canvas art, or high-end canvas, or something like that. You can potentially show up in Google image results if you have your alt tags properly formatted. And what's going to happen here is that any image that you have existing, because it says over here it's going to sync the old products, so we have 5 current products, and anything new, right? Any new products will get the proper alt tags automatically defined. And this is how they're going to be built. It's going to be the product title and then the name of our store. Okay, our name of the store right now is High-End Canvas Store. Whatever the name of our store will replace here. But you see product title, these are what they call magic words, otherwise known as template tags. You can include more things here if you want. But really the idea here is that it's going to take the product title and automatically place it as the alt tag, which is the proper SEO setting. Putting your store name in there is just really obviously to get more mentions of your store in the search engine and have that come up a little bit higher as well. But for the most part, you just want the product title listed as the alt tag. We could save this. And really, it's going to, like I said, it will give you, if you have a lot of products, it will take a few minutes, but we only have 5 products, so it goes automatic. Click update our 5 products here to sync that in the background, and now our future and existing products are now ready to go with the alt tag. So this will help our search engine optimization. So here's another great example of a very simplistic but powerful app that you'd have to pay, $10 to $15 a month for elsewhere, but you're going to get it, totally. Just included inside of Vitals, one of the 40 plus apps here, and it's called Skip Cart, and it literally lets users skip the cart. Now, why would you want to enable this? Well, less steps to checkout. Okay, so sometimes there are benefits for this, and I definitely recommend you testing this. But basically, you have the idea of adding products to cart and then reviewing the cart, or you have the ability to add products to cart and go straight to checkout. Obviously, it removes one step. Now, why would you not want to use this app? Let me just play devil's advocate first. It's the idea that you might upsell on the cart level, you might show related products on the cart level, you might offer bundles on the cart level, you might increase trust on the cart level, you might expect them to browse the catalog and add more products manually. So that would be a reason why you'd want to send them to the cart. Again, something that you want to test for sure. And this is a premium feature on a lot of premium themes that people pay a lot of money for. So this is definitely something that works very well. And again, it skips the cart. So it skips one step in the checkout. So instead of going to the cart page, they go right to the checkout. Literally all you need to do to enable this would be just pressing this enable button and saving it. And I'll go ahead and reload the site and we'll take a look at how this looks. So I'm just clicking into a product here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this to cart. And you're going to see we're not going to go to cart. We're going to go right to checkout. Okay, so we'll skip the cart page entirely. We go right into the checkout step 1. Okay, so we skip this cart page. It still exists. You can still click around to it, but we have skipped it entirely. Therefore, we have skipped one entire step in the checkout process, which means you're one step closer to having this customer convert and paying you. Now, I'm going to show you a bunch, and this is into the fine-tune your store section. I'm going to show you a bunch of apps all at once. Back to top, external links, agree to terms and conditions. They're all going to be on the same page. We also have autocomplete search. And basically what each one, they're each separated on here, but each app has its own enable button. There really just are multiple apps here, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 apps just put on this one page. And we have the enable back to top button. If we enable that, literally, once people scroll down to the bottom of any page that is long, especially, there will be a back to top button. So let me go ahead and reload this so you can see that. So I'm on a product page. I'm going to scroll down, pay attention to the bottom right-hand corner. As I scroll, a little back to top button comes over here. If you watch this, we'll scroll back up to the top. Okay, just a nice, again, this is the tweaking Shopify section. This is the back to top app inside of Vitals. Very, very easy, very straightforward. Let's go on to another one. Open links in new tabs. So we're going to open external links. Okay, so external means leaving the store. Okay, so internal links where they go from bestsellers page to FAQ page to contact us page. Those are internal links. They'll still open just like this, how they're opening in the same tab. If for some reason you had a link externally, let's say you had a tracking app that would allow you to track your shipment tracking at the USPS.com, and it goes to an external site, it will open it up in a new tab. So I'm just going to absolutely turn that on. There's no reason why we would ever want to send people off of our site, but if we had to, we want to at least keep our site open. Remove the Powered by Shopify link. This is typically in some themes down at the bottom. See Powered by Shopify. If you don't want to have that on here, this is a separate app just to remove that. So I'll come over Show you how that looks right now. Okay, on reload, you see that it is now gone. So this Shopify, Powered by Shopify, you won't see it anymore. It won't be on any page either. If we just scroll down, that Powered by Shopify is gone. You can't even see it there. But coming down here, we should see it. Right, there you go. Powered by Shopify, not there anymore. So those are 3 apps in here. Autocomplete search. Sometimes this, can conflict with other JavaScripts out there. I don't often turn this on, but what it's going to do is allow, basically autocomplete on a search box for, typical words inside your catalog. Terms and conditions, I like this for sure. So we're going to basically add a checkbox that they're going to have to obviously check to continue on into checkout. But this really helps you protect against chargebacks as well. You have another line of defense against your return policy. They say put your terms and conditions link here. I like putting my return policy link here. So grab our refund policy, paste it right in there, and we save that. This is going to be, oops, we got to enable that first. Oh yeah, we did. Okay, we enabled that, so that's good. So that will be inside of the checkout. There will be literally another checkbox in there that will they'll have to check, of course, to go on to the next step, and it agrees with them to the terms and conditions of the checkout, including our refund policy, and really just helps you on things like chargebacks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more apps that you can do here. I didn't turn on autocomplete, but we easily could if we wanted. And those are another great selection of apps that we'll be able to add in through Vitals, all for the cost of 1. Let's boost more revenue. We're in the boost revenue section. We're going to do the volume discounts. This is going to basically offer tiered pricing for the more quantity that they buy. It basically says we're motivating customers to buy more, and we're going to set up different discounts, basically different quantity tier discounts. And these discounts get applied just like any other discount based on the idea of volume. So first thing that we want to do is create groups, right? We could just do universal discounts, but we'll do, we'll get a little bit more granular here, and we'll first, of course, enable the app. And then we're going to go and create groups. And this is going to be where the groups of products have the same type of rules that we'll set up. So we'll just call this product group 1. And the discount that we're going to give is a percentage discount. We could do the colors, of course, and change this around if we want. Handpick products, which is what we're going to do, or we could pick a collection. We could pick a set vendor. We could pick a set product type. I'm just going to show you just to make it easy. We'll just select these products here. Okay. Volume tier discount. So we need to add tiers here. Okay. So if they buy 1, right, what's going to happen? They're going to get 0% off. Okay. And in fact, these are different settings in terms of layout, but we need to set the rules here. If they buy 2, they'll get 5% off. If they buy 3, they'll get 10% off. And if they buy 4, they'll get 20% off. Okay, you could change these depending on how you want. We have different setups here in terms of discounting here, how you want it to look. I actually like the table price because that kind of just lays it out a little bit nicer, especially on mobile. You could even do full detail on here. And we'll save that. Okay, now we can go back over here to our volume discounts. We have our first group. It is turned on. If we wanted to have every single product, like I said, we could just turn on global volume discounts. As it is right now, we have 4 out of the 5 products being set up. We could open up the editor if we want to take a look at this, and I'll just pause this and do a quick reload. Okay, reload the page. Take a look down here. Buy more, save more. I guess I must have pressed the button as well. Obviously, we don't have a 1 discount because that's just the normal buy. Let's see what happens, and we should go right into the cart here. Let's say we do buy 4 with 20% off. We should have 4 added into our cart. We got our discount automatically applied, so that's how it's going to look to the customer when they take those volume discounts. So there you have it, literally less than an hour. And just basically by configuring a couple different options and going through some of the different settings and adding in our color scheme and our text in some cases, we were able to fully transform, just completely transform this site, add tons of new functionality just by using the Vitals app. Just one app that we installed for one low price gets us 40 plus apps. You're going to save literally hundreds of dollars. Make sure you click the link below this video. Get the 7-day free trial. Get Vitals in your store. I know you're going to love it, and I'll talk to you real soon.